Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to answer the question, buying a home is not so easy even in today's market, and here's why. Okay, welcome back everyone to the weekly market update. Today I'm going to share with you a couple of real estate data, specifically about the median sale price, the number of listing under contract in the weekly basic, and the number of active listing under active listing in the weekly basic as well. The reason why is that we're gonna see how impactful the demand and the supply to the sale price, and then we're also gonna look at a couple of reasons about why buying a home is not so easy right now anymore, even in today's market. So let's dive right into the information that we are going to see. All right. So the first chart that I'm going to show you is the median. This is the monthly median sale price of the entire Greater Phoenix area. And as you see here, we see an interesting result is that starting from May toward the end of 2022, right? We have a drop from the highest of May 2022, and now since then the median sale price has been flattened out. That doesn't change. The median sale price of December is 415. The median sale price of January is 415 as well. And also right now, as of right now in February, the median sale price of February is actually also 415. So the median sale price doesn't change. All right, so in contradictory with a lot of people expecting the home price continue to decline. I think we already passed that period. That period is here, right? And then now it's dropping back to this is the same level of, let's say, 2021 home price, right? So it's not showing any signal that it will continue to drop on average. Okay, now why? Okay, now to be able to explain why, we have to look at the demand and the supply at the same time, because the home price is technically impacted by the listing under contract and listed and active listing. Okay, which show the demand and the supply respectively. So this chart right here telling you the number of listing under contract. In another word, it show you the demand. Okay, the demand of the market for the last 3 years. Okay, 2021 in red, 2022 in purple, and 2023 in brown. You already aware of the situation that the demand has dropped since its peak of 2022, right? Because of the interest rate goes higher. But maybe not a lot of you is aware of the situation that that now, starting from January of 2023, we have actually an increase of number of listing under contract. In other words, we have a higher demands on the market right now. So that is actually the number one reason. The number one reason is that there's more competition on the market right now to the buyers. Okay, one buyers you have to competing with another at least 8,000 available buyers on the market to be able to get the home, right? They want, all of them want to buy the house. Perhaps that number is actually higher. The 8,000 is actually only the number of listing under contract. So the pool of the buyers is actually more than that, right? So you have to competing with a lot of people at the same time, right? More than 2020, more than the second half of 2022, because as you see here, we already surpassed the level of number of under contract of maybe June or July of 2022 already. Even though we are only a couple weeks at the beginning of 2023. So number one, there's more buyers on the market now compared to 2022. The second reason I'm gonna talk to you about is the number of active listings. Okay, so this is in a different direction with the demand, because why? If the demand back in 2022 was dropping, the supply of 2022 is actually increased. Okay, so that's number one difference. The second difference is that while the supply, the active listing is showing the supply of houses on the market, right? Toward the end of 2022, we see that there is a drop in the active supply. There is a drop in the supply. Okay, and then that trend continued going toward 2023. There is a drop from 15,500 listing available on the market at a certain time. It's only 14,250. Okay, so that is lower compared to but the active listing is still very high, right, compared to 2022 and 2021. However, it is on the downtrend. In other words, there are less houses for the buyers to choose from, and that is the reason number two why the buying a home is not so easy right now. Number one, there's more competition on the market, and number two, there's less houses to choose from. Okay, there's less houses to choose from, and the last reason, which I think it is the most important, and a lot of people following this, is the interest rate. The interest rate has gone up since about the end of January, right? It's go up right here. So right now around 6.5%. Well, this is an average number. So some of you may have a higher interest rate and some of you may have lower interest rate, okay? But in general, we see that there's an upward trend of the interest rate starting the end of January. Okay, even though there's only a couple of weeks into February, we can see that the trend is going up higher. Now, as the interest rate goes higher, the affordability of the home buyers available on the market goes down, right? Because they have to have a higher monthly payment, and therefore they can afford the much less value home. Okay, so those are the three reasons why it is so difficult to buy a house right now in today's market. Number one, there's more competition for you to dealing with. There are more similar buyers on the market for you to deal with. Number two, there is less supply of houses on the market. Okay, there's just no reason for the seller to sell in today's market. Okay, and number three, the interest rates go higher. That means your affordability is even less to be able to buy the house in today's market. All right, so here's what my advice to the buyers. Okay, because of the current situation, you are so much difficult to buy a home, much more difficult to buy a home compared to the end of 2022. My advice to you is that pick the right house. Okay, do not negotiate without evaluate the offer. All right, the time that you can offer 10 or 20% less than asking has gone. Okay, that time already gone, and therefore you are most likely not be able to negotiate that much of the price of the reduction anymore, unless for the three cities that you can think of: Buckeye, Green Creek, and Maricopa. Those are the cities that is outskirts of Phoenix, and therefore there are more available houses for you to choose from, and the buyer has more negotiation power at that time. But for the other area of the greater Phoenix area, the buyers, you have to be more reasonable, even though you still have negotiation power, even though the seller is most likely will listen to you, right? You are not in a situation that you can do 10 or 20% without a reasonable offer. Okay, so for the seller though, this is a little bit better news compared to the end of January. The end of 2022, right? The listing success rate has gone up about 70% as well. That means about 70 houses that listed for sale on the market. Out of 100 homes get onto the market, about 70 houses get sold. Right, so this is good news because it's no longer like 40 or 50% success rate anymore. However, though, you do have to be patient and you have to price your home very accurately, okay, based on the market condition. Do not overprice, do not over asking, because if you are over ask, then you're gonna last on the market forever. Eventually, you're gonna find buyers who is willing to make an offer, but that offer may be less than what you want. Okay, so don't spend time on the market. Instead, looking at the pricing strategy, make sure that the price is right for the market at this certain time, and then put it on the market around that time, around that price. Okay, and then you should be able to sell the house very in a very reasonable time frame, instead of sitting on the market for a long time. All right, so that is the conclusion of today. Buying a home is not so easy for now. Buyers, be patient, okay, and more reasonable in terms of negotiation with the buyers. With the seller.